Hey guys, welcome to our interview. I'm Amanda White, a realtor in Austin.
I'm Lindsay Thompson. I'm a PA.
So we met, how long ago has it been?
I think like 6 years now.
Yeah, around 2020. Playing flag football. Lindsay is incredible, so just trying to be like her on the football field.
So are you.
So we met playing football, and then I was still working as a PA.
Yep.
And Lindsay had just started
Yeah.
at the urgent care.
Yeah, that job I had started maybe 6 months before you came on too. So we worked together in urgent care, which was great.
Yeah, we did well, you'll hear more about it, but online and house calls. So we were, was it about a year?
That we were working there together?
Yeah.
At least a year, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so then when that company closed down, we kind of went separate pathways, and we'll tell you all about it. But yeah, I wanted to start with a little rapid fire get to know you.
Okay.
So we'll kind of straight off, or I'll ask the first few,
Okay.
but we'll both answer quick, just so you can get to know us. All right. I love this question because we're both so all right, early bird or night owl, both or neither?
Yeah. So I like to wake up earlier now. I've never been able to stay up late. Even when I was a kid, like when my friends would come for sleepovers, I would get really mad when they wouldn't go to sleep. So I think I was just born this way, and I won't ever be able to stay up late. Yeah.
I'm kind of definitely now more early. I cannot stay out.
Yeah.
As a kid, though, I had such bad FOMO that if people were awake, I couldn't
You
sleep.
wanna hang out.
So
I do have FOMO too.
yeah, but now we don't. So now I'm like, I'll sleep. I could sleep whenever.
Yeah.
So neither.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Coffee or pre-workout?
So I actually don't do either. I would say now just like tea. Liquid Death has a really good tea that I'll do because coffee kind of hurts my stomach.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I'm both.
Yeah. You're the opposite.
So I'll take my coffee on the way to the gym, and then I transition into my pre-workout.
Nice.
Really healthy, caffeinated.
Keeps you going.
I love it. Okay, cook at home or eat out?
I like to eat out. I'm not a very good cook. And I think it's fun to just like get out of the house and go do something.
Yeah, same. I'm kind of same. I'll definitely prefer to go out. It's kind of social.
Yeah.
Good. Don't cook. No, don't ask me to cook. Unless it's a H-E-B ready-made meal.
Yes, those are my favorite thing to get from H-E-B.
That's my go-to.
The sushi's good.
Yeah.
The poke bowls.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, luckily I have someone that I can pay for meal price.
Yeah.
Shout out Lauren.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of same from the first question, but night out or night in?
Night in now. Yeah, I used to go out a lot more, but I'm kind of retired from that.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. Like once in a blue moon.
Yes.
If the music's right.
Right. If you're celebrating something for football, that's kind of
yeah. But otherwise, night in. I'm same. Okay, we'll go one more. Beach or mountains?
Definitely the beach. So I'm from Florida, and that was, where we would go. We're 15 minutes from the beach, so all the time to relax during holidays. We used to get like beach house after prom, which was pretty cool.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Do Texas beaches count?
No.
I love the beach too. I mean, mountains are fun, but the beach. And living in PA school in Galveston, we had a beach.
Yeah, you do.
It may not be the prettiest. I mean, all your stuff just flows to us.
I know, yeah.
You guys get the pretty. It's not our fault. Or Mississippi, I guess, really.
Yeah.
But it was fun to be on the beach. In PA school, we did like bonfires, and it's a beach.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. Do you want to go to the next page?
Oh, number 7.
Keep going. Okay. Do you like to get dressed up or dressed down?
Ooh. That's probably the one thing, top 3 things I miss about medicine is just wearing scrubs.
Yeah, they are comfy.
But it's fun, and especially when I was working in medicine, it was fun to get dressed up. Not as fun now because I do it more, but I definitely could just rock athleisure.
When you're like out and about too, so
yeah,
dress up
just a little bit. Yeah, it's fun, but now I don't love it as much now that I kind of do it daily. How about you?
Yeah, dress down too. Like comfy cute.
Yeah.
It's my
I
style.
love that.
Always was wearing sporty clothes, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
comfy, really.
Perfect.
Okay, last thing you did just for yourself.
Probably competed in anything. I don't know if it was for myself, but doing like the drag show competition, backup dancing, was always fun.
Yeah, you've done it like 5 times now.
I have. It's a lot of fun. So it's not really for myself, but kind of. 'Cause I don't need to. CrossFit competitions. Obviously flag footballs.
Yeah.
For myself, for fun.
Yeah.
Anything competitive, really.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think competing in sports and your CrossFit stuff is pretty solo unless you're doing like a partner.
Yeah.
So yeah, sports. I've been taking a lot more baths recently.
I love
because I'm still kind of recovering from my injury. It's been really nice with my muscles, relaxing that, and then been reading a little more, which is kind of like solo and peaceful. So yeah,
love reading. Awesome.
If you weren't doing this, being a realtor, what would you be doing?
So the obvious would be PA, but if that wasn't, since I'm technically still PA, my major was kinesiology, so I interned in strength and conditioning.
Okay.
So maybe it was tough industry to break into, but I still loved like coaching and doing the strength and
conditioning before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna get back into some CrossFit. I'm just CrossFit coaching on the side.
Okay.
But that would probably be where my full-time job if I didn't have either of these.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I would probably just be a day trader.
I love that.
I've gotten passionate about that the last few years, and if I wasn't doing this, I would probably just fully do that.
Yeah. Get good at it.
Yeah.
Still waiting for you to take my money.
I know. It just takes a long time.
I know. Well, at least you're going to be very good at it when you're ready.
One day.
Right. When you're ready. Yeah.
Okay. The best advice you've ever gotten in 5 words or less.
1, 2. I just gotta count. What I've been working on, and this has kind of been my mantra for this year, is like do everything with a purpose or like intention.
Yeah.
So not just like happenstance for things, just going into everything with like, whether even CrossFit, like what my goals are, like the purpose of what I want to accomplish, or obviously meeting a new client, like the work stuff's obvious, but just having like the intent and that purpose behind everything I do, so then I feel like I'm gonna hit a goal or accomplish what I need, and I know that beforehand.
Okay, purposeful intentions, like
Yeah.
it. I would say don't undervalue rest.
Okay.
I like
That's
that.
a perfect one.
I think a lot of people hustle too much, and it puts them in a bad place mentally, physically sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think people should value rest more.
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
My favorite one. Question.
Dog person, cat person, or chaotic neutral?
I grew up with cats,
Mm-hmm.
and I love cats.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm slightly leaning dogs.
Yeah.
Slightly, but I do love cats.
Yeah.
I probably act more like a cat, just
You
like
think
independent. Maybe
That's
some
good.
chaos, but I do love my 2 dogs.
I know.
So I'm
Yeah,
kind
you
of
got
torn.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have both.
Yep.
I've had a cat for 13 years. I got her in PA school. Yeah, so I love her, but I also love dogs. So I think I share my love.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
All the fun questions. All right.
And do a little get to know you.
Okay.
Amanda, what brought you to Austin?
So, quick timeline. Try to be quick. Went to UT, 2006. Really wasn't any other option or school I applied for. So I went to UT Austin 2006 to 10. Moved away, BA school, all that. And then I moved back in 2015 not for a job, I actually looked for a job to get me back to Austin.
Right.
I think it was enough break from undergrad where I felt like I was ready to be back in Austin, and it still felt like a new chapter.
Yeah.
I was worried about staying in Austin right from undergrad and just kind of staying in that loop.
Feeling stuck.
So when I came back, lived in a different area. Obviously had a big girl job at the time. So I was 2015, so yeah, it's almost been 11 years. Obviously lots of transition that we'll get into, but I have not moved anywhere besides my job being here, but I always loved the uniqueness of Austin. Growing up in Dallas, obviously still like Texan and all that, but the hill country here, I think there's more nature.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, probably like community that's being a part of like the LGBT community, and every friend that I've made here. And my family, my mom actually is in Georgetown.
Yeah,
she's
they're
close,
close,
and my dad's in Dallas, so easy drive up.
Makes sense.
Horrendous 35, but yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about your careers and your schooling. Got into your PA school a little bit.
Yeah, so I obviously went to UT, kinesiology, thought I was going to do strength and conditioning. And when I was interning in strength and conditioning, I met a PT there, and she had actually told me, she's like, oh, you should, have you considered PA? And I had no idea what it was. Come to find out, my whole life I'd been seeing a PA, but I
you didn't know?
idea.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oops. Everyone thinks they're the doctor.
Yeah. No idea. As a kid, you're like, okay, whoever. So yeah, it's funny because I had asked my mom. She's like, you saw PA the whole time. I'm like, oh, that's what that was. So okay. And so I did some research, realized how hard it was going to be to get into. So I honestly didn't even think the first time around I'd get in. But I got into UT Medical Branch in Galveston.
Nice.
At the beach. And went to PA school. And worked in, my first job was pediatric burns, Shriners. I did urgent care, like in a I guess, front store side,
Oh yeah,
not online. And then pain management, which is interesting, and then vascular, like a vein clinic. And then when I was transitioning out of PA, I still was able to work. Obviously, well, when you say transitioning, I worked with urgent care with you, and then I did some geriatric urgent care, primary care, as I was able to do both.
Yeah.
Very lucky because it's hard to transition into real estate.
Yeah.
With just
it's hard to find like a flexible PA schedule.
Exactly. Yeah. So lucky with urgent care being telemedicine, flexible schedule, and then obviously able to like see the geriatrics, seeing like assisted livings, and able to do that to still support myself because it's just real estate takes a few years to really get going. So I had to support myself, pay my mortgage. So
it can be scary. I get it.
Yeah, very scary.
So we've gone into this a little bit. Obviously, you were a PA, and now you sell real estate. What made you want to switch?
I think the biggest thing was wanting to, like, for me personally, like a little more autonomy. So not really having a boss, so to speak. As a PA, you do have to work under a doctor. There's so many different ways, but the way I had traditionally been under, it was very like lean, a little micromanaging. So just didn't love that. And then I was ready to kind of work more on like the business side of things.
Right.
So, as you know, we'll get into that. Like the more you put into your own business, the more you reap the benefits. Whereas when you're with somebody else that owns the business, you're putting in your time and effort, but you may not see direct results. So it just gets a little defeating. And then just being able to like get out of an office setting. Obviously living out of my car. You can see it. So it's kind of like my office at this point. But getting out. Being able to network as part of your job too, I think is fun. A lot of this kind of similar to your business, even still as a PA. So there's definitely ways to have done it differently. But I really like on paper got into it when the real estate agent that helped me buy my house was looking for some help, and I kind of talked to her, and so started helping her on the side, and that's when I was like, oh, like I could be really good at this. Obviously, having the ability, so thankful to like slowly transition. Like a lot of people don't have that fallback.
Like a mentor too.
A mentor, a fallback, like knowing you're still getting some income. Unless you have a partner that can fully support you, it's really hard to make that transition. So I was really lucky to have a job that allowed me to do that.
That's awesome. Okay, what do you think translates from medicine to real estate?
I think the biggest one is everything in medicine is so high stakes. You're dealing with people's lives. Real estate is high stakes. Never would I won't compare it to saving lives because it's not. It's I'll obviously be honest about that, but you do have high stress situations. So knowing I've been in an ER doing chest compressions on a 7-year-old, I can handle any stress in
Yeah.
real estate because
Yeah.
it's, it is life or death to someone. It feels like that's all their money, that's their that's hard-earned income that they're making.
Pressure.
Yeah, the most expensive purchase probably of their lives.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of stakes.
Mhm.
So being able to stay calm, working in a team setting,
Yeah.
I think you do have the autonomy as a realtor, but you're also working as a team. Like if you were
Mhm.
to buy a house, we're on the same team. I want you to get the best deal, save the most money, and so being able to communicate effectively. Plus, you're dealing with a lender, you're dealing with the seller, the seller's agent,
Mhm.
contractor. So you're kind of like a project manager. As the same in medicine, you're like, okay, they have, a renal, a kidney doctor, they have a cardiac specialist, and you're having to like kind of manage. So that's helped. And then just attention to details and documentation.
That's true.
Everybody's
Gotta
favorite
write
thing
it all
about
up.
medicine.
Yeah.
So getting used to doing that in the clinic now translates over. So
Yeah.
that's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are good skills.
Yeah, right?
Outside of real estate, what do you like to do?
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about this. Flag football.
Yep.
Still can't hang it up.
No.
I don't know. Gotta make
We
240
love it
at
too
least.
much.
Yep. CrossFit is
Yep.
a big thing, or just working out, being active.
Yeah.
And then taking my 2 pups, Luca, Charlie,
Mhm.
to Zilker or
Yeah.
Barking Springs.
Yeah, it's fun.
Traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of all the other outside, sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep's a good
Get your
one.
rest, girl.
Yep,
Get your rest.
exactly. Yeah, I go from very high competition, and then I'm either 0 or 100.
Just relax.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Yep.
get that. What does a typical day look like as a real estate agent?
That's the beauty of it. It's all very different.
Okay.
For example, today I woke up. We had the crazy wind and storms.
Yep.
Woke up to text both from my sellers and the buyer's agent. Half the roof got pulled off.
Right.
So you're kind of putting out little fires when they come up.
Mhm.
It's interesting. You can schedule things, and you do schedule things, listing appointments, buyer appointments, all sorts of things are scheduled.
Mhm.
But you almost have to leave the day open
Mhm.
because you don't know what you're going to
Yeah.
have to deal with.
Mhm.
And that's hard for someone that's type A and like stuff scheduled is,
Mhm.
which is why sometimes I'm at the gym and I have to pull out my computer
Mhm.
and work on things and
Mhm.
skip the rest of the workout or take a big break.
Mhm.
You just never know. But typically, yeah, up in the morning, walk the dogs,
Mhm.
probably while I'm on my phone, answering emails, texts, try to either we'll have a meeting here for a sales meeting, or I'll be walking the dog, going to the gym.
Yeah.
And then around noon, kind of resetting back at the computer, working on marketing for the next, week,
Mhm.
scheduling my posts,
Mhm.
reaching out to potential buyers, potential sellers, getting updates.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of just keeping in touch. And then afternoons when people are free, so client showings,
Mhm.
listing appointments, so going to their house, seeing, start talking about what they need to do to sell their house,
Mhm.
buyer appointments, talking about what to prep them to buy a house,
Right.
or next steps. If we're in the option period for somebody, we're meeting contractors,
Mhm.
going through inspections.
Yeah.
It just
It's a lot.
fluctuates. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I could tell you one day is never like the
Yeah.
next, so it's just keeps you on your toes, which again, you never know. So
It's kind of
scheduling.
exciting.
It is.
You won't get bored.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get bored. Absolutely.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
3 words your clients would use to describe working with you.
So I think the biggest one people tell me if they've ever switched from a realtor to me is like, you're so responsive, communicative. I know you're going to answer my calls or texts within reason, and that's something I like. Even if I don't have an answer, I think the biggest thing is reaching out to someone and letting them know I don't have an answer, or
Oh yeah.
because there's nothing more frustrating than dealing with another agent
They
that
don't respond.
doesn't respond at all.
Yeah.
Did you see my text? So that's something I really pride myself on.
Mhm.
Relentless. I think
Yeah.
I deal with a lot of first-time home buyers, so
Mhm.
making sure they get the best deal,
Mhm.
negotiating,
Mhm.
getting what I want. I guess
Yeah.
you'd say it's
Yeah.
relentless. What I want, which is
What
what
they
the
want,
buyers or
yeah.
sellers want.
Mhm.
And then just being real. I think a lot of people see selling sunset
Oh, yeah.
and selling all the sorts of things.
Yeah.
And you see these high-end $1 million homes, multi-million-dollar homes, and don't get me wrong, I'd love to sell your multi-million-dollar home,
Yes.
or help someone buy it. But that's not the everyday.
Right.
The everyday is I want to be someone that you enjoy going to look at houses with. You can tell your problems, and you don't feel like, oh, she deals with like these high-end homes. She won't be able to deal with my $400,000 home. Like,
Sure.
being real in all facets. And I think that's true to like the Austin character, which is why I love Austin.
Yeah.
You don't need to like be some like hoity-toity like luxury agent. Like, I want to be able to work with all types of people. And keep it real. Like, you know the real me. I'm not being fake or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
my goal.
Love it. What do you do when a deal falls apart and you need to reset mentally?
Yeah, that one's tough. I think the first thing is, I'm really lucky at Christie's. We have a ninja group, and ninjas like us type of training realtors do, that I've been lucky to become kind of infiltrated my way in. And they've taken me under their wing. So if something's wrong, like, I'll kind of vent about it to them. They may have some additional solutions or opinions, or they may just like say, who do we need to like
support?
Yeah. Or what can we do? Who do we need to talk to? Like, just like kind of get mad with me or like, so that's nice to have that validation. And then personally, baths are great. Going to the gym, throwing some heavy weight, walking the dogs, all the things I like to do just to take my mind off of it, reset, grab drinks with friends, go to practice, anything to decompress.
That's all smart.
Yeah.
Good.
So a little bit about me. So very cool. Okay, we're back now. Time to get to know you. All right. So give us a 30-second version of your life before Lightening Wellness existed.
Right. So before I created my own private practice, Lightening Wellness, I was working in a mostly psych-focused, also telemedicine clinic, where we specialize in ketamine therapy. Fell in love with that. That's been the last 3 years. Before that, I was mostly focusing in urgent care and family medicine. So I wanted to start there, get like general knowledge of medicine, and then I always had an interest in psych, but wanted to do it after I learned general medicine. So that's what I
love that. All right. So what did you think, or where did you think you would be at this point in your life, and do you feel like you're far from that, close to that?
Yeah, so I actually wanted to be retired already 10 years after PA school. So that was the goal, was to like, I don't know, I knew I would be done with being a PA in a normal fashion. So I think starting the clinic, my own private practice, is kind of like what you were saying, like being your own boss, having control of everything. And I think that was kind of my way of like retiring from just, working for someone else, not being in charge of my schedule, those kind of things.
Okay. What's something people assume about you because you're a PA that maybe not true?
That's, I think a lot of people assume PAs can be like uppity maybe, or like, because sometimes you go to the doctor's office and whoever your provider is acts like they know more than you, or their bedside manner is not really great. But I think that I'm a very friendly person, and I don't ever want my patients to feel like I'm acting like I'm better than them in any way.
I've never seen you do that, so I can't imagine.
Thanks.
I love that. I do want to, I'll go off script a little bit.
Sure.
What was your schooling like before you, or I guess up to now?
Yeah, so I went to University of Florida for undergrad, played soccer there, which was awesome. Majored in health science. So I knew like I probably wanted to go to grad school in some way for health, but I think when I was in high school, I kind of thought I would maybe go into like dentistry. I don't know, I was like interested in teeth. And then I realized like the whole body was more my speed. So one of my teammates' mothers was a PA, and I learned about it from her, and then applied to schools. I worked for a year in Gainesville, which is where UF is, as a medical assistant in wound care. And then applied to a bunch of schools. Went to private school in Savannah for PA school. It was a great place to live.
Very cool. So now, through schooling, obviously, when you're on business, what is a typical Tuesday like for you versus before, when you were at, like you said, working for someone else in a clinic?
So now what I do on Tuesdays is I'll have to send refills for a lot of my patients that are on maintenance therapy with ketamine. I'll also see new patients. So I will schedule a block in the morning and then a block in the afternoon, so I can have a little lunch break. I've realized that's really helpful for me.
Yeah.
And then if I have questions coming in on like Instagram, or I can do a free intro call, those kinds of things. So I try to keep it a nice rhythm so that I feel good and my patients feel good.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, that's such a unique thing, clinic of ketamine.
Yeah.
And I know we'll get into that more, but I think it's perfect for you. And
yeah,
anyone that knows you, you're so compassionate and friendly and not judgmental. So I think that's a perfect setting for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay, so we're going to ask you some Austin-specific questions. Obviously, you've been a realtor here for a long time. So first, you've watched Austin transform for 2 decades. What's one change that blows your mind?
Yeah, so when I came here in 2006 for school, I lived on the east side, like East Riverside. It was so cheap. It was, well, per person $300, but $1,200 for a 4-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
Wasn't the nicest,
Sure.
but I mean, $1,200 for a 4-bedroom. So to me, just seeing the East Austin growth. I mean, in school, we didn't really go east of 35, besides Riverside, because they had a lot of student housing. And now just, you've got East 6, you've got, even, we'll talk about Mueller down the road, but you've got Springdale, just everything East Austin, airport, Manor, you name it. You could stay in East Austin and go to all the, entertainment and grocery. And before, in 2006 at least, and for those few years, it was not as safe and just very inexpensive. Obviously, there's a negative side to that, like gentrification and things like that. But a kind of fun fact: East Austin was actually like very segregated in early 1920s. So it was mostly like minorities, and then industrial zoning kind of took over. So once they removed probably some of those like zoning and industrial hazards, more people were able to kind of move out there, but obviously it's still like slowly transitioned. But they did, because there was an overgrowth of students, or overgrowth of students for UT, but under supplied housing. That's where they put a lot of like student apartments, and they had buses going to campus. Now there's still student housing, but now a lot of people live off Riverside.
South Shore, I lived there for a while.
Exactly, like young professionals. So that just blows my mind, because the traffic's always been bad, guys. It didn't change. Maybe worse, but not still always bad.
No, I get that. Okay, cool. What part of Austin do you think is underrated right now that buyers should be paying more attention to?
I think, especially where we're at, our age, young, 30s, late 20s, early 40s.
Still young.
Still young. We're gonna still say that. I really like, and I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, is North Loop. So you're getting into that Burnett area, north of Hyde Park. More affordable than Hyde Park, but very pretty, mature trees. You're by North Lamar, you're by Burnett, easy access to the Domain and downtown. And you also have that rental ability for students, because you're just north of campus. But it has like, if you've been down North Loop, they have like all the vintage shops. They have small little like neighborhood friendly bars.
Cool.
They're smaller, but it's a very like laid back vibe. Kind of reminds me of the older Austin. So that's obviously one area. There's obviously areas people know about that I think maybe our age aren't thinking about right now, but like Circle C and Shady Hollow for schools. So it's not necessarily underrated, but I do think in the demographic we're in, like people start thinking about that. The resale value and the rental value there, because of the schools are high. So just some areas to kind of think about.
Awesome. If someone's relocating to Austin from out of state and has no idea where to start, what's the first question you ask them?
So one, trying to get to know them. There's so many areas of Austin that fit different lifestyles. I mean, like we're talking about kids. Do you have kids? What do you like to do? Do you want to be close to trails? Do you prefer, a little more hilly trees? Do you prefer being like walkable? East 6 area? of course, the biggest factors, do you have to go into an office, right?
Yeah, that's
Because the commute time could be killer. Luckily, right now, a lot of people are hybrid or remote, so the location gets to depend more on their hobbies.
Right.
But if they do have to go into the office, that's got to be the first thing.
Yeah.
Like, how far are you willing to commute?
Yeah.
Because that can depend, that can really change. Budget, obviously, but you first want to get to know them. Budget can change your area, but the first thing is just getting to know someone so you can kind of, one, learn about them and how the transaction needs to go. Like, certain people want more hand holding, certain people don't. So it does just help you learn how to work with that client. But then, and then you'll get into the nitty gritty, but that's kind of what I start with.
Yeah, interesting. Austin has a reputation for being weird, expensive, and a traffic nightmare. How do you sell someone on the city when they bring up those downsides?
They're not wrong, right? You can't sell Austin and say there's no traffic.
Yeah.
That would be lying. I think the good thing about Austin, the traffic seems to be a little predictable.
Yeah.
But it's still traffic. It's still awful. So
yeah,
how you combat that is like, there's so many different areas you can live where everything you want is close.
Right.
So that's the first thing about the traffic. As far as expensive, also true. We are market correcting right now where home prices are coming back to around COVID levels, so they're not in that astronomical range. We don't have state income tax, so that kind of negates it.
Yeah.
Property taxes are high. I mean, there's no way around it. Luckily, we increased our homestead exemption. There are tax benefits to owning a home. Obviously, I'm not a CPA, but I can just list these things out and recommend talking to one to see if owning a home can financially benefit you, because it can. Also, there's so many job opportunities here. So with the traffic, the downside comes a positive. Job opportunities, more opportunities to find your community, to find people like-minded.
Yeah.
So negating the negatives with something that can be a positive out of it. I personally don't think Austin being weird is a negative.
No, definitely not.
It's the slogan, keep Austin weird. It was huge when I moved here from college, and it was, because Austin was considered a small city back then. The Keep Austin Weird comes from supporting local businesses. We've kind of unfortunately moved away from that with rents being a little bit higher for businesses, but I still love that idea. We want to support local. We want to shop local.
Yes.
We have small business Thursday, there's a Thursday, but also a week that happened.
Okay.
So it's just, that is the charm. It's not, weird is general. Like, yes, you have quirky, you have, different people, but the weird makes it somewhere different than every city in Texas that I would want to live in.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What neighborhoods have completely transformed since you've been here, and which ones do you think are next?
So besides East Austin, another neighborhood I think is the Mueller area.
Right.
So that used to be the old airport of Austin.
Yeah.
Mueller, again, and I know I keep saying back in my day, it feels weird to say that, it was 20 years ago.
You were just wise.
Yeah, back in my day. Gosh, one of those people. Mueller was nothing. I mean, there were homes there. They were starting to build what is now Mueller in the shopping center. Shopping, I guess, area that it is where you work and live. But none of that was really there. Now it's a very, wealthy area, very expensive housing, but you can walk to things. You've got all the medical things there. So that's one that's like completely changed. So I think the next area is really that East Riverside, kind of what I talked about, but even further adding to that, there's going to be a light rail. So you get into downtown, airport is so close. They're going to build some more shopping, not just strip malls, but some new shopping, kind of like an outdoor mall area supposedly coming there.
Yeah.
And it's affordable. So getting to that Riverside, Montopolis area, you can still buy now. And just if you're willing to wait, that area is a very up-and-coming area.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is Austin still a good investment, or has the window closed?
So obviously it's not that 2020 jump where if you bought right before 2020, early 2021, we're not going to see that like 30% raise appreciation rate that we saw. I won't lie to anyone. I think it really investing, if you're not an all cash investor and you do have the higher rate because rents have dropped, may not be the right time.
Sure.
It's on, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to be in Austin for at least 5 years, I used to say 3, but now we're a little more conservative as we recover from the prices dropping. If you're going to be here for 5 years, it is a good investment.
Right.
It's not about, it's not about the short term right
Yeah.
now. It is a long term game. So if you're willing to make the investment, you're going to be here. You need the tax benefits of it. It is a good time, especially as a buyer right now. Sellers are willing to give rate buy downs, give things, fix things that you need. So again, just knowing that it is a long-term investment, it's a great time to buy. So Austin's we're still getting new companies daily. We're still growing. So if that's something that you want to invest in, if you're investing in being here long-term, it is a good time.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Awesome. All right. So we talked about Florida, what got you here, but now you're in Austin.
Yeah.
So glad you're here. So what made you move to Austin, and then why are you still here?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I moved here right out of PA school. Texas was, at the time, one of the best places for PAs to move to, and my family's still in Florida, but I didn't feel like moving back yet. Like, I maybe thought I would move back to Florida eventually, but I think Austin has a lot of nature that I wasn't expecting. The water is really great. Love that, obviously, being from Florida. And I've thought about moving, from time to time. Obviously, the political climate can be a little rough, but it's really hard to leave our community. We have 300 friends that we can ask for different things. Everyone has special skills and is very supportive of each other. So I think that would be really hard to restart somewhere else.
I agree. It's, people all the time are like, how do you have so many friends? Just come play flag football. When you have one thing in common, it's easy. And just people in Texas, I feel like, are so willing to make friends.
Oh yeah,
feels like
definitely friendly. And Florida people are friendly too. But I've learned some people from the north aren't as friendly.
It's just
different.
They don't just open up to you here. It's like, I just met you. Come over. It's like they're a little more guarded.
They are.
It's so funny.
It's cold up there.
It's good. You can't be warm.
So I guess the weather is another reason. I like the weather here.
Don't like cold. Well, that's a Florida for sure. I'm with you on that. What is your favorite hidden gem in Austin that most people don't know about?
So I think one thing that's kind of new, obviously the trail is super popular. The Wishbone Bridge right off Pleasant Valley and Cesar Chavez is a really awesome place because you're kind of like you're on the riverside side, you're on the water, so you just are surrounded by the water, and you can look to the left where the secret beach area is. And that's just really cool. There's always birds down there. So I've been walking that almost every day.
I need to come with you.
I
haven't been since I think the new part.
It's really cool.
Opened.
I think it's been a couple of months, but it is newer. Kind of hidden.
Very cool. Love that. So obviously you're seeing patients and it can be stressful sometimes. I know it can be heavy because you're helping a lot of people. So where do you go in Austin besides maybe your walk or maybe your walk is to decompress when it just feels heavy or overwhelming?
I think the walk is a big thing. The baths, but also I love when we go to Zilker because a lot of our practices are there. It's such a huge park. There's a lot of fun, active things going on. You got the downtown view. So if I ever needed to just go and sit somewhere, I would probably do that.
Okay, I love that. Zilker's such a nice,
special,
unique place.
I remember when I first visited Austin, it was during Trail of Light. And I was like, wait, this is insane. I've never seen anything like
right
this.
downtown. It's Central Park, mini Central Park. It's awesome. I love that. So what is, I guess, Austin specific, but maybe not, just your morning routine? Obviously we've kind of answered this, maybe walks, outdoor, or is it a gym, go to coffee shops, any just Austin things you kind of frequent?
I've definitely been walking. I used to do more morning workouts or gym workouts, but recently I've just kind of I'll ebb and flow on what feels right. And right now, because we do high impact football, like once or twice a week at least. So the other days I'm just kind of like walking, yoga, meditation, and my baths.
Yeah. You do any yoga and any by yourself? Like
no, actually, I do yoga for Adrienne, or yoga by Adrienne. She's on YouTube. She does quick ones. I like those because they're shorter. She's actually from here though.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Do you recommend yoga to any of your patients?
All the time. Yeah. Because a lot of patients will ask me like, what can they do in between their ketamine sessions, or if they have to travel for a week and they can't do a session that week, what also like increases neuroplasticity, and of course exercise, yoga, meditation, journaling, all those things really help.
Awesome. Very cool. I need to check her out. Kind of on that, yoga has a huge wellness culture. I think really taking the kind of the world US by storm, all the different modalities, yoga, cold plunge, red light therapy. Where do you think ketamine therapy or the treatments you're offering like fit into all of that?
Yeah, I think Austin does really care about wellness, like you were saying. I tried to create my clinic so that I can target physical wellness, but also mental wellness. So if you are, dealing with pain or an urgent care issue, I can do that easily. But the ketamine therapy is just, it works so well and it's so interesting that like I had to also do that. So it's, just kind of creating my own, like, it's a wellness clinic essentially. So I think it does tie into all that.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. I love that it's not just medicine, like very good about what else can help supplement.
Yeah, it's integrative. Yeah.
I know some people are like, I don't just want to take medicine. It's like, no, that's not the goal.
No, the goal is always to take as little as possible or that's needed. And the other thing that's really interesting that I've been learning the last few years is the longevity stuff. So a lot of that stuff is for longevity. So there's also like peptides or other things you can take that are really helpful for that too.
Okay, that's awesome. What's the most Austin, thing about your business and how it's run? What like features of Austin do you take into mind when you run your business?
I think Austin is kind of like a work hard, play hard city, and everybody cares about their work-life balance. And one of the things I do is I schedule myself to always have a 3-day weekend. I think that, perfect. Like I was saying earlier, like if I feel good, it's gonna help my patients feel good. So I think I'm gonna do that forever.
I think that should be for everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I don't personally have a weekend, but
it would help. I can tell you for sure, like I've seen thousands of patients with mental health stuff going on, and a lot of it is because they have to work too much.
And I was like, someone asked me, where does 40-hour work week come from?
I know.
It's so crazy. But that's a great, if obviously, not everyone can do that, but figuring out ways to reset.
It's hard, and I understand not everyone can, but I just really value being well rested and not feeling like you're like forced to do something. Because then that just like weighs on your soul essentially.
And you're able to treat patients with such a like you're not just mentally tired from seeing just the clinics that we've all worked at before is like turn and burn patients. So it's so nice you get to see every patient because you want to. You feel like rested. You're able to give it your all, and that makes it special for sure. I love that.
All right, back to some real estate questions. Okay. Break down the Texas home buying process for someone who's never done it before.
All right, so again, Cliff Notes version, quick. Basically, the first thing is talk to an agent, someone that you feel comfortable with, someone that's recommended. And they're going to help guide you through this whole process. So I think that's the biggest thing is it's never too early to talk to an agent.
Sure.
Because even if you're like, it won't be for the next 2 to 3 years, you at least can start getting things prepared. Maybe you don't know how much to save for. Maybe you don't know a lender to talk to, all that. So talk to an agent and then they'll plan out the roadmap. But once you do that, the first thing is talking to a lender, getting pre-approved. What amount, the biggest thing I think people maybe some agents do, or they figure out what's the max price, like that could be something so astronomical monthly that's not what anyone wants to pay. So talking to the lender encompasses like, what do you want to pay monthly, what's your max monthly, and then what do you have for down payment, and then let's find where that budget lies.
Mm-hmm.
So talking with an agent, on that note, I always recommend like a local agent, a local lender, because the local lender is available typically 24/7. If you need a new pre-qualification letter, if something changes, these big box, Rocket Mortgage or an Chase Bank, like that, you don't have that personal touch. So it doesn't mean once you're under contract you can't take it to a different lender, but recommend a local one to start, so you have that flexibility when you're going shopping. Once you know your budget and your monthly, and you talk to a lender, you got that pre-qualification letter. Now let's look at your criteria. What are your wants, your needs? What are your must-haves? What are your commute times? And let's figure out what areas will have the homes within your budget. We'll set you up on that search. It'll usually connect to me, so I can see when you heart something.
Oh, nice.
I just use heart. It's a verb, I guess, at this point. Like something, want to tour something. We'll set all that up, and then we'll go look at homes. The most fun part. Of course, base that on timing, right? If you have a lease that needs to end, we'll time that out. We'll talk through what that all looks like. The goal is not to really start looking at homes until you're ready to buy. There is nothing worse than looking at a home that you're like, 10 out of 10, this fits all my needs, but I still have 6 months on my lease.
That's tough.
It's just, if that's not within your realm, I suggest don't go look, because you'll just break your heart, and you'll want to break your lease, and financially it's not the best. So timing that correctly, and then making an offer. So we'll sit down, we'll talk about all those on that contract, all those blanks that you can fill in. Purchase price, I'll run the numbers so you know what other, when I say the word comps, is comparable properties. What is sold? What were they selling for? Why is this home maybe worth more, worth less? And we'll figure out the numbers. We'll write an offer that fits where the market's at. Does it need to be competitive? Does it need to be more buyer friendly? Figuring all those out. And then you're in the option period. The option period is the time where you get to get an inspection done. You get to negotiate repairs or money back for those issues. And if for some reason you find something you don't like, you're able to back out with only losing that small amount. Typically an option period is, for a $300,000 home, could be $300, anywhere 3 to 5, higher sometimes on the higher priced homes. And if you back out, that's all you lose. Obviously, it's still a good amount. You don't want to lose it, but that's all if you find something major.
And you want to do the inspection.
Exactly. I never want anyone to go into a home that hasn't been inspected, because you don't know what's wrong. They're gonna find out. And then you've also given, now, if assuming you've done all the repairs, got either repairs done or money back, you're in what's called the earnest period. That's where it's typically about 1% of the home price. You've paid that to the sellers to hold the home until close.
Got it.
So it's off the market. If you back out for any reason not on the contract, you will lose that amount. So $3,000, so typically about 1% of the home.
Okay.
I've never had anyone lose the earnest money, because we do all of our things, all of our checks during the option period. It's also called due diligence in some states. So
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Now you're in that earnest period, you're waiting on the appraisal. Really, I kind of take a back seat to the lender at that point.
Okay.
They're getting all those tax forms, verification of employment, looking at, checking credit score, making sure nothing's changed. No big purchases during that time. No buying a car or anything. And then we get the clear to close. If everything checks out, we're ready. We're going to go back to the house, make sure they fix repairs, whatever's needed to be checked, and then we'll close. So finding the house can be any variable time, but once you have an offer accepted, it's typically about 30 to 45 days until close.
Okay.
So that's a good process in a very quick nutshell.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you're great at it.
Oh, thank you.
What does it actually cost to sell a home in Texas right now?
I think that's the biggest thing is sellers will look at, okay, my home is worth $450. I owe $425. I'm going to make $25K.
Right.
That's, unfortunately, there's a lot of cost with selling a home.
Right.
In Texas, it is not nothing is standard by any means, but a lot of buyers roll their agents' fees into their offer for sellers.
Okay.
Can be anywhere typically we're seeing 3%, but that again is not set anywhere.
Sure.
But if they write an offer and they will write in, you know, the sellers need to pay their agent whatever their commission is agreed upon, so 3%. Selling it, so my fees are around 3% based on the services I'm offering, because that's including marketing, paying for ads to be posted, doing open houses, having signs put out, if that's staging potentially needed, the broker fees, the split. So right there, that's about 6%. And then I add on the closing cost fees because you do have to pay title, like recording fees. And then sometimes you have to do the make ready, like it needs paint. You want it to look as best possible. So I tell sellers to think that selling their home will cost 8 to 10%.
Okay.
Obviously, that's on the high end.
Sure.
But that can be on a $500,000 home, anywhere from 30 to 50K.
Yeah.
So you need to, know that that's the cost of selling your home. All of that is obviously negotiable, some of it, but yeah, so at the end of the day, it's not about the price and the sale price, it's about the net sheet. So I'll fill that in for sellers. I can send them what's called a net sheet. Here's the price of the home. Here are different prices we may be able to sell it at, and here's what your net proceeds would be.
Okay.
So that you can know, because sometimes you may not have enough funds to sell, even though you think you can sell above the price, it still does cost to sell. And you gotta have enough funds to really get it in this tip-top shape, especially in this market where buyers want things to be move-in ready, beautiful, have that unique charm and appeal.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Buyers think they can just use Zillow and figure it out. What does a realtor do that an app can't?
Yeah, so Zillow, everyone loves to look at Zillow, and it's a great website. You can just browse, you can look at homes. Zillow, the Zestimate, everyone sees, is an algorithm. Okay. So they see technically what's sold. Now in Texas, it's a non-disclosure state, so no one needs to report what was sold to the city. It is on the MLS, but it's not publicly known. So Zestimate won't know some prices that aren't somehow publicly known. They may see what things are listed for and use that number, but they don't know if a home sold because it has something incredible inside, features, or if the home sold because it needs a new HVAC, water heater, and roof, right? So it doesn't know those specifics. It's a good idea, it's a good range. I don't want to say that it's not, but it's not the end all be all of what the price of a home should be. Yeah. So buyers, I think, will use that and think, oh, I can buy this home for that much, but they don't know maybe what's been put into the home or what needs work, and maybe they can actually get it for less. Zillow can't negotiate for you, right? Zillow can't give you contractor, obviously we can look at Google, but I can give, or any good realtor, I can give you contractors. We may need to get estimates on things, walk you through, handhold, shoulder to cry on, shoulder to celebrate. I mean, it's all the things that you just can't get from an app. So also Zillow has no reason to be what we call fiduciary, we're honest party to you, so they don't care about you. No offense. We care about you. Most agents care about you, so that's the difference. Using Zillow versus an agent. Yeah,
a lot more personal.
Absolutely.
What's the biggest mistake you see first-time buyers make in this market?
I think the biggest thing is waiting for all things to be perfect. Yeah. Perfect market, perfect interest rate, perfect timing for life. Not saying there isn't a way to blend all of those into a good timing, but there's never gonna be perfect all across the board. If rates are like they were in the 3s, 2s, those prices we saw will be high. So now you're not timing it for the price correction, you're timing it for mortgage rate. Okay, well then other things are gonna be off. Yeah. Now if you're timing it for prices to come down, that we don't know, we don't know things too. That's the biggest thing. So I use life as the perfect timing. If you need more space, you want to invest the money into something that historically has always appreciated. Even if we go down, we come back up.
Yeah.
There's charts for that have
Mhm.
proven that.
Mhm.
If you want to, have that mental security of not feeling you're gonna have to move if your landlord decides to sell, or you're raise the rent, or you're able to do projects that you're gonna see the benefit of.
Yeah.
Good DIY project, or decorate the home like you like. So that's kind of the biggest thing I see.
Okay.
The second thing is, one, I told you, don't go shopping until you're absolutely ready,
Yeah.
or you have a pre-approval.
Okay, yeah.
You could think, doing those online, like algorithms, like down payment, oh, that's only $2,000. Well, did you talk to someone? Did we talk about the rate, the homeowner's insurance, property taxes, HOA? Let's get all that information before we know what your budget should be, and you fall in love with something that's slightly out. No one wants to be house poor. I don't want you to be house poor.
No, that makes sense.
So that's kind of the biggest thing.
Okay.
And then underestimating just, homeownership can, come with other expenses. So estimate that 1 to 2% of that home price per year, you're going to need home maintenance.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to replace things eventually. So just building that in. Don't just try to push that budget.
Yeah.
I try to really talk through that on like the listing or buyer's appointment. Like, yes, you can go up to this price, but where you're at comfortable monthly and you still have $10K in reserves or whatever it needs to be in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What's the biggest mistake sellers make when they're pricing their home?
That's the biggest thing. Sellers can be very emotional on their home, and that is not a bad thing.
Sure.
They've put in so much time, so much effort into making that home theirs.
Yeah.
But the numbers don't lie.
Right.
The comparables that have sold in your neighborhood or within whatever mileage needed to get the number of comparables, those don't lie.
Yeah.
Obviously your home may have some unique features that price it slightly higher, or some work that needs to be on this price it slightly lower. But overall, when I'm taking a buyer out, I'm going to look at the sold comps and I'm going to recommend what price they offer. So as a seller, we need to be aware and take that emotions and emotional vision out of it.
Yeah.
We've got to look at it for what it is, not what it served you. Don't let those emotions set that number, and then it sits on the market and people are wondering why.
Yeah.
So gotta be aware of, in this market, we want to create demand early. We want to price it competitively so eyes are getting on it, and now we're creating that demand. Once a home has been sitting for a while, people wonder why it's been sitting. Is it overpriced? They just lose all those negotiating powers. So pricing it correctly. A lot of Austin sellers have been pricing it too high, where we're selling at like 90 to 94% of list price.
Okay.
Sellers are coming down from that, which is good, but don't be someone that has to test the market.
Right.
Be someone that sets it competitively so that you can get the most eyes in quickly, and you're not paying mortgage on an empty home or one that's sitting, and now you're getting under what we could have sold it for initially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you handle a client who wants to list way above market?
Yeah, it's tough. It is very tough. You have to send the numbers and send them often. You've got to make sure that they have that equity to sell at the correct price. If they don't, then maybe it's worth talking about rentals or renting out their home, or if they have to sell, what are options to get them at the number that it's likely going to sell for. And just, it is so hard. It's so hard being very honest, and feels like it's harsh. Someone's biggest purchase, and now it feels like an attack, but it's not. I'm trying to protect them, protect the time they're wasting. I'll walk through again what happens when it sits, how that can really hurt them. Sometimes I do take the listing and I set, we set the price on what the seller's comfortable with, but I try to have a timeline of, okay, if it's on the market this long, when are we price dropping it? At some point, I will have to talk to the seller, and it just may not be a good fit if they're not listening to what the price is, because it's just wasting both of our time. It's just not worth it to sit on the market. if we're not like doing the market corrections as the market changes.
Yeah.
It's tough. I don't want to lose a client,
Of course.
a friend. I mean, you know, we work with a lot of our friends, so it's hard to be harsh and real, but it only serves us both. If I'm honest, up front.
And using your expertise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Interest rates have been all over the place. How do you advise buyers who are on the fence waiting for rates to drop?
That's a tough one. Again, like I said, if rates drop from where we're at, like 6.25, and they go to 5, all these buyers are jumping back in and prices are going to go up. We're going to have multiple offers. You have to feel confident with the rate that it's at, that you can afford it comfortably. If you can't, then yes, maybe you do need to wait for rates to buy, or save up and we can buy down the interest rate. Also, another option is talk to the seller. Can we get a credit to buy down that interest rate? It's kind of that timing, right? It's very hard. If the rates are about 1% higher, that could mean anywhere from an extra $200 to $300 a monthly payment, which is high, but maybe we can negate that with the rate buy down. But you're also now paying more into rent that you'll never get back. So again, it's not for everyone. Some people do need to wait, and just talking about the different scenarios, we can run a rent versus buy scenario sheet and see maybe it is better to rent. I'm never going to tell someone to buy if it's not the right decision for them. So just being aware, and just knowing that we may never see rates come down. So are you going to miss this window? It's so hard to know. So I'm always very upfront. I do not know. I can give you what predictions have shown and what has historically happened, but this market, especially with this, we'll call it administration, we don't know what's going to go on. Are we going to get out? You stay in war? Are we going to get out? I mean, it's so hard to predict. So that's where what's right for you. Are you going to be here long term? Are you able to afford the home price you desire in that monthly? And then go from there.
That makes sense. Okay, new construction versus resale in Austin right now. What do you tell buyers and why?
I like both options, and I do like new construction right now if rates are an issue for a buyer, because builders are paying down rates.
They're paying them
like
down.
crazy. Rates are at, I said, in the 6s. I just helped someone buy a home, and they bought down their interest rate to 4.99. Also gave 2% closing costs. It's not fun as a seller to compete against that, but for a buyer who is very price and interest rate sensitive, or cash to close sensitive, their down payment's lower, a new build is great. The downsides of the new builds are you don't know timing. I've had some say they're going to close and it could be 4 months later. If you're not in a flexible lease, that's really tough. The location, right? New construction, at least those bigger neighborhoods that are offering those incentives, they're not typically going to be close to downtown just because we don't have space for that. So those are kind of the downsides. The construction, typically you can get an inspection, everything will be fixed, whereas a resale, you have to negotiate a lot of those. But you do have that negotiation power right now, so that almost kind of evens out. So it really depends on, resale being established neighborhoods. You've got those established trees. The HOA is already we know how it's operating. We can see the reserves. Maybe a little more room to negotiate, but the new construction may have modern finishes. You've got the builder warranties that are really helpful, rate incentives, closing cost incentives, but longer timeline, less predictability.
That makes sense. Walk me through what staging and marketing a listing actually looks like.
So that's where I love sellers to reach out early when they're even thinking about selling. We talk through that net sheet, we talk about numbers, and if everything looks good, I'm going to go over there and do a first walk. What are the big ticket items that they need to be working on? For example, I just did one on Friday. Looked like they had some wood rot around some of the windows, but that has to be taken care of. There were some areas where the paint was just kind of peeling off. That has to be taken care of. And really for this listing appointment specifically, I said 60% of what's in every room needs to go. It was a lot. They'd been there since 2007. So get a storage unit, start packing stuff away. That's the biggest first walkthrough. And then we'll do weekly, even if it's just, hey, this room, what do you think? Here's a video. Mostly at first we're talking about what needs to be out and then what needs to be repaired. So those are the big things. From there we go into the more detailed specifics of staging, what furniture needs to go out, what furniture do we, it's depending on the price point, obviously, is where we stage. But if we need to bring in some more furniture, some more artwork, take down artwork, do we want it to just be empty? Do you want to, another question to ask the sellers is, do you want to be living in it when you're showing or not? So that can depend. Do we need to stage it? Do we just need to get it really clean? The non-negotiable for all of that once we're ready is professional photos, used for marketing at the right price point. Typically, if it's like $750 or above, we'll get video. I'll still do my own video for every listing, but for the higher price points, we'll get the video, maybe drone footage.
Cool.
Always professional photography, but then professional video. Exactly. With that staging, pricing is obviously the biggest thing. Do you want to not fix stuff? Are you just like, I need to be able to just walk away. I don't want to spend a dime. I don't care. I just need to sell. So maybe we price to sell quickly. That's kind of what's all in that. A lot of things, then we get into the marketing and all of that. But those kind of are the staging. Sometimes we get a stager in, or we'll get a consultation with someone on how to use what you have to stage it. So different options. It's a little cheaper option if you already have a lot of stuff. They can say, hey, that chair belongs here. That couch should face this way to open up the room. So those are the different kind of items we have and tools to use.
Cool. What makes your approach to real estate different from the 50,000 other realtors? That's a lot.
There's a lot, and a lot of them are active but maybe haven't sold. But either way, I like to use my education and my medical knowledge. Something that sets me apart. There's not many realtors. So that's with the detail and all of that. Being kind of diagnostic in nature of what we can fix, problem solving. Having been here in 20 years, there's a lot of agents that have only been here, 3 to 5 years. I've been here 20 years with college and post-grad, and I've lived in almost every area of Austin. I can tell you unique things about it, so that's something you can't just learn about Austin. It's just the experience. So just another thing that's different that obviously Christie specifically is the tools they give us for luxury listings. There's so many marketing capabilities they offer us. Plus I have access to my broker, who is incredible. If there's any unique questions we have teammates to ask, even just bounce ideas off. We have access to tours, so we'll do broker tours. There's Christie's carpool where a bunch of agents will get in a car and we'll go to people's listings giving feedback. So it's something that not a lot of brokerages offer. So that's kind of something unique. And then again, like we talked about, just being down to earth, approachable, communicative. I think sounds easy. It's weird. I think communication is the easiest thing. But you'd be responding to people. Hard at it. I know it's wild that people say it's so hard. I don't understand, but that's something I can use to set me apart. Okay, good. What does someone need to have in order before they call you, financially, mentally, practically? It can be nothing, just an idea. Hey, and I think this is where people are scared, because they're like, I'm not ready, I don't have funds, that's okay. Just start the combo. Start the conversation. Just talked to someone this weekend, and I'm like, let me drop off a packet for you guys on what the process looks like, what the forms look like, and then let's set up a call. Let's go get coffee, happy hour, or whatever, and let's just talk about what it looks like. Where are you at in your lease? Let me learn more about you. Maybe it's, hey, probably not good to buy. Maybe, you're unsure about your job situation. Hey, that's okay. But here's some tips to get ready for wherever. Maybe we are further along and we just want to talk to a lender and get an idea. I send a lot of people to my lenders just to say, hey, and I'll preface it, we have no idea when these people, my buyers, want to buy, but can you run soft pull on credit? Can you just run the debt to income, and what price point would they be at? Are they financially capable? I tell this story to people when they're like, oh, my credit's great, whatever, I don't need to talk to a lender yet. I have someone, she probably makes 6-7 figures. There was one cable bill, $30, that messed up her credit and delayed a transaction to buy, because we just we assumed
She
credit was
just
great.
missed the envelope
Yeah,
or something.
it like went to her old
Yeah.
address. It
Yeah.
was an easy way to clear it
I know, I
up.
have a fear of that
I
happening to
know,
me.
right?
Like,
I know. Have those alerts on.
Yeah.
But it just helps, like, oh, well, if we knew that ahead of time, you can clear that. Or, hey, maybe your credit in general isn't great. My lender can give you some tips on what to do to get that ready, whatever that is. So it's no pressure. But yeah, so mentally, just the idea. Financially, maybe just an idea of what you would want to pay monthly, what you have currently for a down payment. But again, you don't need to know that. You don't need to have a down payment saved. It's all of that is just starting the conversation. I'm not gonna be texting you every day or week. Okay, are you ready? Like, I'll stay in touch. Like, I don't want to just be like, here's an info buy, but hey, how's it going? Like, just checking in.
Sure.
How's everything going? If they're like, yeah, it'll be next year, then okay. Like, hey, I'll set you up, get some fun mailers, right? Some Austin things in the mail, and that'll just be like our touch point. It's just all depends. It's never too early. Long story.
No.
It's very short.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
If someone watching this is thinking about selling in the next year, what should they be doing right now to prepare?
Yeah, so same thing as the buyer. As soon as you're thinking about selling, reach out. Because maybe you don't have a ton of funds to do the repairs, so it needs to be like once a month.
Start saving.
Yeah, or like, hey, once a week or once a month even, like, let's fill a storage bin and put it in your garage. Like, here's the things you should start to be doing, kind of like what we already talked about, but again, never too early. You may change your mind too. That doesn't mean, like, if you reach out to me about buying and selling, it doesn't mean you're going to.
Sure.
It's just, hey, let me just talk you through what you can be doing right now to make it easier.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have enough equity to sell, and let's talk about that. So yeah, we talked about talk about the options. So it's really just whenever you're ready. And a big thing too is people are like, oh, well, I want to sell, so I'm going to renovate the kitchen or renovate whatever it is. Let's talk through how much that's going to cost and what it's really going to add to your value.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe it's not going to add as much as you're paying. And if you're going to sell, why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
But let's talk about, hey, here's some high value renovations, like a new front door, a new garage door if those are beat up. Let's talk about some curb appeal, like slowly plant things that will be mature. We can talk through all that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's the most emotional transaction you've ever been a part of, and what did it teach you?
That's tough. I have a lot of first time home buyers, and I think those are always fun emotionally. The selling ones, if they have to sell because of a divorce or a death in the family, those are obviously emotional.
Right.
But one thing I think is interesting is I had a buyer, a couple reach out in 2020 about buying. Both one's a teacher, one works at a veterinary office, and they had one kid, and we looked, and buying just wasn't in the cards where they were at. Helped them find a rental. We stayed in touch. And I think what was really cool is what made it emotional is in last year, 2025, they were finally found a house, got them such a great deal, rate buy down, cash close, it was a new build, and finally got them in. They actually had 2 kids at the time now, so, and they were struggling in the rental space wise, so just like, oh my gosh, I get to have an office, things like that. That was just those things. They're emotional because it's
cute.
Positive.
Upgraded the family.
I know. It's so cool. I love it. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's kind of the fun part of the job.
Yeah.
Sometimes downside, sometimes fun.
No, that's cool.
Yay. All right. So Miss PA, business owner now. Let's learn a little bit more about the medical side and owning a business side.
Yeah.
So obviously it's called Lightening Wellness.
Yep.
Love the name.
Thank you.
Great logo. So if I was coming to you as a new patient, kind of walk me through what that first appointment would look like.
Right.
From, I guess, my perspective, or just kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, so I have a couple different sectors like we were talking about earlier. You can go on the website, click on the type of medicine that you're interested in, and then you will fill out an intake form, essentially. It will take you into a portal that I've created for my practice, and it will put you to the right section. So some of my sectors you have to make an appointment because I have to actually talk to you.
Right.
But some of it is asynchronous. So easy urgent care stuff,
Yeah.
you can just send me a message and I can fix it for you because I did that for so long. Some more complicated stuff, we actually have to do a video. Obviously the psych stuff, we do a video. Now the ketamine therapy also has programs that you're going to follow as you go through your treatments.
Okay.
So that's also in the portal that you just kind of follow step by step.
Okay. Yeah. As someone that's used the urgent care side, it's so nice. You guys, you can literally at any time just, oh my gosh, I forgot, like I need a refill and I'm not able to get to my PCP or an injury, or just having pain, go in and make an appointment, just like a little message. It's so easy. It's so easy.
Yeah, and I've been ordering a lot of MRIs for people, which is kind of a gap in care I didn't realize was there.
Interesting.
But if you have an injury and you're not sure exactly what's wrong, you can go straight to the ortho, who's obviously the specialist. But you could also get an x-ray or an MRI first at like a cheaper price.
Yeah.
And then if you do have something serious, then you go see the specialist. But if you don't, then you don't have to worry about, spending the money to see the specialist, spending the time. So I've been able to help there too.
That's, with insurance pricing, deductibles to see a specialist, like if you don't need to, it's something you can
And you can still use your insurance to go get the imaging.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Awesome. So ketamine has been used in ERs, we used it in pain management to like put people in like kind of for pain tolerance and putting in a central line or when did it become like more of a mental health tool and why is it kind of having a moment?
Yeah, no, like you said, we started using it in the 60s, not we because we weren't alive, but the world.
Thank God.
And it was created as an anesthesia. But in like the ER, we would use it at lower doses, and orthos use it at lower doses to like pop people's shoulders back in or give them stitches. And at those lower doses, we were noticing they were also having these like mystical experiences, is what they were calling it.
Okay.
So then we started studying it more in psychiatry, and right around 2000 was when it started to be used more off-label, which is using it not as an anesthesia, but lower doses for psych. And pain.
Okay.
Now in, I think it's 2019, there was a brand, it's called Spravato. The generic is S-ketamine. So they kind of took the generic ketamine, changed it a tiny bit, branded it, and that actually got FDA approval for treatment-resistant depression. So that being approved then blew up generic ketamine as well, because it's like, okay, well, if we have this approval for this one, and this is pretty much the same thing, we can use it more.
Okay. Wow. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. So what conditions, now that we know what ketamine is or how it's developed, what type of conditions, type of patients respond best to the ketamine therapy, and what conditions maybe it's not best for?
So the main ones it works well for are depression, anxiety, trauma, and chronic pain.
Okay.
So those are the top four. Anecdotally, there's a lot of other things it helps with, but those are the ones that have actually been studied.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's really helpful for all types of people. You could have just mild symptoms of these things, and it's still really helpful. The people who it would not work well for are people who have chronic cardiovascular conditions, because ketamine can increase your blood pressure a little bit during your sessions, can also increase your heart rate. So things like that, history of stroke. If your psych issues have hallucinations or psychosis, it's not first choice. You shouldn't use it for that, because when you take ketamine, it puts you into like a dreamlike state. So that can sometimes make those types of things a little worse. So those are really the only like big contraindications.
Right. And you'll basically find out all that.
I screen everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And my system actually screens you like before you even pay. So people aren't like paying for it and then me telling them like, sorry,
that's great.
See it. So I have it all listed there before you even pay.
Oh, that's smart. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than
no, I don't want to have to like I'm sorry. Like actually you don't qualify. Here's your refund.
Yeah. But obviously, you still talk to them and like just make sure. But yeah, that's great that you don't have to. Okay, so you're 100% virtual.
Yeah.
So can see patients all across Texas.
Yeah.
has there ever been a situation where you wished you could see a patient in person?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Because we both did urgent care in clinics and in houses, and then kind of fell in love with telemed right around the COVID time.
Yeah.
I think I just kind of know my lane. I can tell if someone needs to be seen in person, and I'll tell them where to go. I don't personally feel like I need to see them in person, but I can definitely point them in the right direction.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's one of the first things I'm thinking about. When I see someone virtually, I'm like, is this person okay for me to see virtually, or is this someone that needs to be referred out? And that's something you learn in urgent care, because we're always like, can I treat this, or do they need to go to the ER?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yes, good hands. What's the difference between what you prescribe for pain management versus what someone would get at a pain clinic where I worked? I'm sure lots of benefits.
So my main options for pain management, the one that's the most popular is actually a topical cream. So it's got a combination of ketamine, which targets all kinds of pain, an anti-inflammatory, a muscle relaxer, and lidocaine in it. So you don't have to actually take anything orally, a lot less hard on your organs, and you can just target the area that hurts. So I think some pain management clinics maybe use that, but it seems to be kind of newer. And then the other thing is, I don't prescribe like high dose opioids, things like that. A lot of people are kind of averse to that anyway now, but you can use oral low dose ketamine for pain, and you don't have to take it as often. A lot less risk there. And then on the urgent care side, like if you just need like a Tylenol 3 for a broken arm or something before you go into the ortho, I can also do that.
Yeah, a lot less risk for addiction and all that. We saw that a lot in pain management and all the side effects, constipation.
Oh yeah,
all of that. Awesome. Okay, yeah, that's just in football, having that ability to reach out and see you for any pain.
A lot of people will strain their muscle or have a spasm in their back because we're all playing sports in our 30s.
Exactly.
So I can do that really quickly, which is nice. And it's fun to treat other athletes. I really enjoy that.
Nothing better than being able to get back on if you don't have any thing that's going to get worse, but just that chronic pain. That's awesome. What do you say to someone who's curious about ketamine, but maybe they're scared because they've heard or they don't know about it?
I think a lot of people are maybe scared at first if they haven't seen other people do it and have good results, or aren't really medically knowledgeable. But what I would say is it's a lot more peaceful than you think. Your sessions should feel like you're in this deep meditation. It shouldn't feel scary. I don't dose you in a way that it should scare you or overwhelm you. I give you all the instructions you need, walk you through everything. I also, you can message me directly in the portal. So any questions at all, just reach out to me. And it also works so well that it's almost worth the risk. It is worth the risk. If you're scared, but you're dealing with, the things I mentioned earlier, it works so well that it's worth it.
Yeah. On that, so, I guess for ketamine, what does that intake process look like? How does someone get that? What's the whole process of getting the ketamine in the setup?
So you would, same thing, go to the website, select the ketamine therapy page, screen you, make sure it's okay, then you sign up and go into the portal, fill out some intake forms, and then we do our appointment. So that's where I'll go over everything, answer all the questions they have, and then you follow the programs for integration, because obviously you need that integration therapy with ketamine. But once I see you and prescribe it, the medicine gets mailed to you. So I have a partnership with a pharmacy in Georgetown. They're really great. She mails it, and then once you get it, you start the programs, and then you can ask me any questions you have. And then some of my patients do maintenance therapy, which is kind of as needed. Really, the first month, you definitely want to try to do it once or twice a week to kickstart all the neuroplasticity that you get. But then after that, you could spread it out. You may never have to do it again. Everyone's different based on what's going on. So if you do maintenance, then you kind of just request a refill from me. You'll fill out more forms for me. If we need to do another video, we can. But we can do a lot of that asynchronously too.
Does anyone need equipment at home besides what?
No, that's a good question. So I actually do send you a blood pressure cuff, because you want to make sure your blood pressure is not high before you do a session. You're also going to get an eye mask, because it's important to wear one during a session. because that gives you that really introspective feel. You're going to be, listening to music. And then I also send blue light glasses, which is just kind of a nice touch because after your session, your eyes are sensitive.
Oh, okay.
But if you wear those, it's almost like indoor sunglasses, so you just feel better after your session.
Okay. And then I guess just like a nice relaxing place.
Yeah, a lot of people do it in bed or on the couch. It is important that someone's in the house with you, because I always give the example of like a fire alarm. If you were doing a ketamine session and there was a fire alarm, you would be a little off balance, you'd be a little slow, so that could be really dangerous. I don't need someone to be checking on you or like checking your vitals during a session, but they need to be on standby in case you need help moving around, essentially, because you will be. Ketamine does slow down your motor skills a little bit. That's why you lay down. So if you had to get up fast, you would be a little off.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's great. How long or how many treatments, how long does ketamine like take to work? I know that's such a relative term.
No, everyone is definitely different, but you usually do notice differences after your first session. That's one of the cool things about ketamine is works a lot faster than the traditional antidepressants and anti-anxiety medicines. So it'll sometimes be light, but you'll notice like changes. And then if you do your either 4 to 6 sessions in a month or like 8 sessions, usually by then you feel a lot better, and that's where you're feeling regulated, and we kind of see how long that lasts.
Do they have to have seen a traditional pain management or primary care to be eligible for ketamine?
That's a good question. So I do ask about previous medical history, right? So I want them to have a primary care doctor because especially when you do ketamine treatments, maybe more for maintenance a little more often, you want to get your labs done once a year. Ketamine does go through your liver. In my 4 years of doing this, I've never had a patient have liver issues from it, but it's worth keeping track of and making sure you didn't develop a cardiovascular thing from something else, which would now make it dangerous for you to check. So I do think a PCP is really important. As far as trying other psych medicines, it's not necessary, but a lot of my patients have. And that's why they're looking for something else.
Got it.
Because, they've tried, 6 different medicines, and unfortunately a lot of them have more side effects than ketamine does. So it's like, okay, maybe I felt like a tiny bit better, but also I have 6 side effects that I don't like. I would say that not necessary, but a lot of them have.
Got it. A lot of people worry about being like on their own after therapy. What does support look like?
So the programs that my patients follow are very detailed, step by step, and I'm also available to them. So, and I try to obviously educate them a lot in that initial appointment so they don't have questions. But then you're going to read a lot of stuff and you may have questions as you go, but they can reach me directly so I can help with that.
Never alone. Love that. So on the telemedicine front, like where do you see that going over the next 5 years, and especially for mental health?
No, I think it's always going to increase, especially in states like Texas, because we have such big rural areas.
A
lot of those people can't get to a specialist or a psychiatrist, or they are on Facebook or Instagram and see something about ketamine and they're like, wait, what? I've never heard of this before. Like my regular doctors never mentioned this to me. I think it'll continue to grow, especially in states like Texas.
Getting more access is huge in the rural areas.
I see a lot of rural patients who, again, like just have never heard of it before, or tried a psychiatrist back in the day, but it's a 2-hour drive, so they don't really want to go back.
No, that's great. What's the hardest part of running a medical practice that's also a business at the same time?
I don't have any formal business training, so just kind of learned that as I went. Thankfully, like we were talking about, our community is really solid, and one of our friends is a lawyer, so she helped me figure out how to create the business. And then from there, just learning more about telemedicine clinics, things like that. My partner actually worked in telemedicine, so she helped me with a lot of the operations.
That's awesome. That's being able to have help. Same real estate and contractors and all that.
Just gotta ask for the help.
You don't know what you don't know, and as long as you're okay knowing that you don't know, I guess. Obviously you got the medicine part down, but I think you're a great business owner now. Look at you. What made you decide to accept HSA and FSA? Was that like a decision to make care more accessible, or what was the reasoning for that?
Yeah, definitely. So the portal that I use, that company accepts HSA and FSA, and I would have only used one that did because, generic ketamine is not covered by insurance. So having something like that is really helpful for people.
Right.
Because, like you said, I want to increase access to as many people as possible.
Yeah, that's great. What's a transformation you've seen that's like stuck with you and how you've helped?
Yeah, I mean, there's some pretty serious cases that I'll see with depression. Some people haven't left their house in like months, a year, I think is the longest I've heard.
Yeah.
And they'll do ketamine therapy and they'll feel like safe enough to go outside and like go to the grocery store and do those types of things. Those are probably the biggest like intensity of symptoms to then feeling better. But I mean, I see people with so many different types of severity of symptoms. A lot of people have experienced pretty serious trauma, and that's like the hardest patients to see, honestly, and that's where it gets kind of heavy. Because I am talking to them about that, trying to make them feel supported, but some of it's really serious stuff, and just making someone who's experienced something so horrible feel better in any way feels really great. So I think those are the big ones.
Okay. Definitely. What do you want, we kind of talked a little bit about this before, what do you want them doing on top of the ketamine therapy? Like
I think the thing that helps the most is journaling. Because you're gonna write, or you're going to answer journaling questions that I've set for you before and after the sessions, but you're also setting intentions for each session. You can go into a ketamine session blind, but it's better when you are thinking about certain things because it almost like warms up your brain for, okay, I'm feeling the medicine, I'm feeling this, openness. Let me focus on that word I wanted to focus on, and that stuff is really helpful. But then I think exercise is obviously really important, even just walking. I tell my patients, like, know that you're not feeling motivated, or maybe don't really want to go out, but if you can walk like 30 minutes a day, that'll really help. Get in the sun. Those are the main things.
Okay, awesome. So if you hear or someone sees this and they're in that place, they can't leave their home, anxiety, dark place, whatever's they're battling, like, what do you want them to hear? Like, what big message do you want them to hear?
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like they're alone, and that no one has ever felt that way, or people don't really know how to treat them because they've tried so many other things and nothing works. So I think letting them know, like, you're not alone. There are people out there who know how to support you and help you, and try something different. Ketamine therapy works really well. Like, we see 80 to 90% positive outcomes, which is double traditional medicines. And you don't have to take it every day. There are less side effects, and it's more therapeutic because you get these like therapy sessions out of it. So that would be my main message.
I love that. Thanks.
Back to some rapid fire questions.
All right.
Are you an Austin native or a transplant?
Technically a transplant. Don't want to tell anyone. But got here as fast as I could.
Were you born in Dallas?
I was actually born in California.
Oh yeah. Okay.
California, Dallas, Chicago, Connecticut, back to Dallas. All before like age 12.
Wow.
My now we're at IBM. So.
Okay.
Yep. What about you?
No, I'm from Florida. So
transplant.
Then I went to PA school in Savannah and then moved here. So yes.
Okay.
But it's been like almost 11 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Almost official.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay. HEB or Whole Foods?
Okay. Easy one, HEB.
Yeah.
Tortillas. I mean, everything HEB.
They're definitely solid.
Not that I cook or anything. All the snacks.
Like we said, those pre-made meals are good. So I actually have a different grocery store preference. Publix in Florida and Georgia is definitely the best grocery store.
Oof. It's tough.
It's
tough. Okay.
Rainy Street or South Congress?
Oof. I'm a neither as well. I loved Rainy Street when it was still all the old houses, but it's too much right now for me. South Congress, I do take people in town. I'm sad we've lost a lot of the unique shops, but hopefully they'll come back. And then I really love South Lamar bars or the like Man Check Moon Tower, Armadillo Den.
All
Those
that
are
stuff is
my
cool.
go-tos.
Yeah. I think I still like rainy.
Okay.
I think it's the nostalgia though, because it was so fun when I was in my late 20s.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll still go there every now and then. But South Congress is still beautiful. Like,
Oh yeah.
Looking down at the Capitol, it's pretty awesome.
For sure.
So yeah, I like rainy.
Okay.
Barton Springs or Lake Travis?
I mean, Lake Travis in the summer, the boat days, 10 out of 10. But during the week, I love the Barkin Springs, the dog side, not actually going into Barton Springs where you go and leave all the dogs. So easier to get there quick in and out. But lake days for the full weekend days are,
Yeah, I think I'd have to say Lake Travis too. I remember when I first moved here, I got invited to go on a boat there and I was like, wow, this is cool. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, you're like, no ocean, no. But cool.
Nice surprise.
Exactly.
Brisket or tacos?
Oh, man. Can I say brisket and tacos?
Yeah.
Because I love both.
I like brisket tacos too.
I do love tacos. I think it'd be harder to live without tacos than brisket. But if you get them both.
Yeah, breakfast tacos are my favorite.
Yeah, same.
I would say that.
Yeah, agreed.
ACL or South by?
Okay, this is where I am with that, Austin. We've been to ACL after we had COVID. So it's fun with a group, but I can't do more than like one day.
Yeah, it's tiring.
It sucks the life out of me.
Yeah.
I haven't ever done South by. It's always on my birthday, but I want to. I want to like get a hotel in town and like try to do all things, but I mean, you gotta be like,
okay, you gotta take the week off.
Mentally ready for that. Yeah, but that'd be.
Yeah, I've only ever done ACL as well. It does get kind of tiring. Yeah. But I think I would pick that because I like being at Zilker.
Yeah, for sure. That's fair.
Yeah. Is Austin in July worth it, or are we all insane?
Well, we are all insane for dealing with the heat in July, but it is the perfect time for boat days. But if you're not out in any body of water in July, you are in air conditioning. Yeah. But we get the best in like March, April, May, and then October, November, even December now is like beautiful. So
I know.
July and August, we just have to deal with
tough.
it.
Yeah. I think I usually try to travel in July, not the whole month, but like a long weekend to escape it a little bit. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think it would be harder to live somewhere where it snowed. I know it's hot, it's like 100 degrees, but we can still go outside. Yeah. So
yeah. Try to get up earlier.
Not too bad.
Yeah, be in water.
Okay.
Sorry. You were asking the questions.
What is the most overrated Austin restaurant?
Okay, I think, and I did love it in college, but only because I was poor, is El Arroyo. Great marketing, great signs. In college, Tuesday, Thursday, were dollar margaritas.
Yeah, I
like
that.
The tiny plastic cups. The food is not great, but I bet a lot of tourists because they've seen it. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I think for me it's Matt's El Rancho. Okay. I know a lot of people love that place. It's just always so crowded, and I don't love the food. The Mexican martini's a hit though. Yeah, skinny frozen margs, but I don't know. It's not my style to be around like a huge crowd, and it feels like a theme park when you're parking. It kind of is. You're like, what's going on? So, it's the drinks, but. There's so much good Tex-Mex you don't need to go there, but and I've been there like probably 10 times in my life, so I'm like, I just don't need to go back. No, absolutely. No hate though. No, for sure. Austin in one word. Ooh, I mean, I like this is not one word, but the work hard, play hard. Yeah. So I'll use that to say like electric. Like there's always some event, something to do. I mean, especially like within our community, but much less the whole city. Like there's always something. I mean, you got. October is like F1, UT football, I mean, ACL, like, jeez, it's like, and you can feel the buzz, especially, No, I do think it's a really exciting place, so, electric, exciting, and peaceful. Yeah, like you can find your niche in any spot, so that, I agree. Cool. Would you ever leave Austin? No, I love Austin. I mean, never say never, right? There's always... retiring or like it'd be fun to get an RV and like be able to take that. Yeah, obviously my job's not super remote. Sure. And now my knowledge of Austin is
business in Austin. You can't really,
Yeah.
you can be a realtor anywhere, but can you be a good realtor anywhere?
Yeah.
It's good one on that. So not for the foreseeable future,
That makes sense.
but I don't need to. I
No.
feel good,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be really hard to leave.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. Like most of my family's still in Florida, but we have a great community. I love the water. I love the energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be really hard.
I mean, we're still working on getting your parents here.
I know,
And
right?
Dad still sends me all the Austin things. I
I
think
know.
He here.
I think he probably wants to invest in property.
Yes, we're gonna work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yep. Okay. Where's your favorite restaurant to take out of towners to?
Oh, so obviously there's so many we took Tex-Mex, but I think like the unique breweries kind of get you that Austin feel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many, but I also love kind of a little bit further in Dripping Springs, but not technically Austin, but like Treaty Oaks Distillery,
Yeah.
Jester King, like we get the hills. Love that.
Deep Eddy's out there too, right?
Deep Eddies, yeah, exactly. So, I do like, this would be a local spot, is Pool Burger.
Oh yeah.
It's so random by Deep Eddy, the
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
That came to mind, like
Yeah.
a fun, just uniquely
I know,
Austin
yeah.
and you're close
A
downtown.
little small boutique place.
Exactly.
Same type of style. Like Central Machine Works is one that I frequent. It's close to me.
Yeah.
It's big. There's food. There's drinks. Usually music or sports playing.
Yeah.
So that's a good spot.
Yeah, I love that spot too. That's great.
Yeah.
So now going into business rapid fire.
Okay.
All right. Do you want a phone call or a text?
Mm-hmm. Usually text is quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, medical stuff you have to be careful with on text, but sending through my portal is all secure.
Yeah, like a text. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way for almost the opposite reason is I like to have everything written down for going back on something like, hey, did the agent say they would do this? Did I say this? Do that? And so then I can also like
Keep track.
show my clients like, obviously there's some things you don't want on the phone if you're just trying to like get a little more info about a house, trying to create an offer, all that, but texting is easy, especially when I'm on the go. If I'm showings, like it's hard for me to stop to like take a phone call.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Obviously the right time, right place. Yeah. Best part of your job in one word.
Oh. Yeah, healing, I think.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine would be, I think I like the word like impact on just a life trajectory, like helping on selling or buying.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. What's the hardest part of your job?
Oh, the hardest part. Well, running the business part, I guess, is kind of difficult, but I love seeing patients. The stuff I'm doing now is the stuff that I'm really good at and I have experience with, so it feels pretty easy.
Okay. I'd say mine would be patience. Even though someone said yesterday I was very patient.
Yeah.
I like to show patience, but sometimes I'm very, very like, okay,
yeah.
if I need documents signed, like it's a lot of it is hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
It's like, hurry up, we gotta write stuff to get it in.
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna tell us in 2 days.
Right.
Or now we're on pins and needles. Or, oh, I need all this document signed, so I'll send it, and then they may not be able to sign it for a while, so then I can't, the next steps, right? So it's always just like, patience, I guess the other side that would be like the waiting part, but that would both be the biggest
it
thing.
can take a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, this would be for me probably.
Okay.
Because I don't think you have buyer client.
Oh.
Or I guess we could say for you, new patient or returning patient.
Okay.
And for me, it would be buyer or seller.
Okay. I think if I had to choose, it would be new patients because I think people who are naive to ketamine therapy, like it blows their mind.
Yeah.
Like they're like, "What? How is this real? Why didn't I do this before?" So that is very exciting. But I still love like my maintenance patients. But yeah, definitely new.
Yeah, that's kind of same for me. Like obviously, I love both. I think buyers maybe get the slight edge because it's usually like a very exciting time where selling could be exciting, especially if you're upgrading, but it may not always be like the best thing. For, like maybe they didn't want to sell or something like that.
Yeah, it sounds like finding the right price is tough.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. Finding the right price. So it can be a little more challenging, and buyers can be challenging if they want something unique, but it's like that's the excitement of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Biggest myth about your industry?
Oh. Well, I think people are scared of ketamine sometimes. So feeling like it's dangerous, or a lot of people ask me, am I gonna have a bad trip? Because you hear that with other psychedelics, but ketamine is much more relaxing than any other psychedelic. It's also shorter. So you feel it for like an hour on average, and then you're tired for an hour or two.
Yeah.
In comparison to other psychedelics, they last like 6 to 12 hours sometimes.
Okay.
So just educating people on that, that you're not gonna have like a bad trip.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for me it's just like, don't follow the Zillow, Redfin, like I think just those are, it's not a myth per se, but it just like, don't trust those as facts.
Yeah.
Would be the biggest like maybe myth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. What's one thing your clients always underestimate?
How quickly it works.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, with the ketamine therapy, with the urgent care stuff, also how quickly I can get them medicine.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize that you can do like chat functions and be evaluated and send medicine right from that. That's, I think, newer.
Yeah.
I think One Medical was one of the first people to like do that.
Okay.
In the last few years.
Yeah.
So I think people just don't really know that you can do that.
Okay. Yeah, I think for me it's just like how emotional the process can be. Obviously I try to negate some of any of the negative emotions, but sometimes you can't avoid it. Like if you miss out on a house that you fell in love with because of multiple offers, or obviously selling, getting emotionally attached to the home. So just knowing that it's not just all about like the numbers, and there is more to it, but hopefully I can negate some of that in the process. What's the first thing you check or do in the morning?
Oh, when I'm going to work?
Yep.
I'll check my schedule.
Yeah.
See
Check
who
your
I'm
schedule.
seeing.
Okay.
I usually look at their like intake beforehand, so I have a little history on them. And then, so yeah, that's what I'll do to start.
Yeah. Usually I'm waking up to 15 plus texts of about just anything random, like said this morning about some storm damage, about a buyer's offer we've put in, just updates. So answering those texts first, then moving to email, and then getting everything figured out first before then setting the day.
Okay.
Just fluctuates.
Communication.
So exactly. Yep. So what's the most app used for work?
The most what?
Like application.
So it's the portal.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got everything where you get into, you make the appointments, send the messages, have all the instructions and program you need. So yeah, it's all in there.
I need an app for that.
Yeah, it's called Healthy.
Yeah, I need a real estate.
Yeah,
all of that. No, I just check my text.
Yeah,
I got my email, and then I got Instagram. Probably is the next one for marketing purposes or any editing app, and then Canva.
Yeah,
got the MLS app, the listing site app. So
you have to use
it's all of them. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, just all rolled into one. It's a little tough.
Yeah, that is hard.
What's something you wish people knew before they came to you?
I wish they knew that it will probably work better than any other medicine that they've used with ketamine therapy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, especially if they're feeling really depressed, they don't have a lot of hope.
Right.
So they feel like maybe scared to get their hopes up.
Right.
But it's okay to have your hopes up, have an open mind, feel positive about it. And a lot of people do, but there are some that don't.
Got it. I'd say for me is like, you can still reach out and not decide to buy or sell.
Right.
Like it's zero pressure, never too early to get the conversation going. I think that's the biggest thing. And they're like, well, when do I do it? Just
have
let's
coffee.
Just chat. Yeah. I love coffee. I love caffeine.
Yeah.
Do happy hour, whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
I agree. So after watching all of our interviews, little reels, all the things I've learned today, what do you want people to do after watching this?
After watching this, I mean, I'd love if you are interested in any of the services I have. You can go on my website. I offer a free intro call. And right from there, you can sign up or make an appointment. Should be pretty easy. If you have any questions, there's a contact email in there too. So yeah.
What's the website?
Oh, it's lightningwellness.co.
Perfect. Okay. yeah, same. Reach out, Instagram, my website, AmandaWhiteATX.com. There's a basically get in touch. We can set a time to meet. However, call, text, like I said, on the never too early. So yeah, just reach out. We can chat. We can chat about anything. So hope you guys learned something fun today. Thanks for watching, listening, and I'm sure we'll do something else fun again.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Goodbye.